student or child say, hey, I'm homeless because I'm living with somebody that's not my parent?
Surfer.
That's why this is important, because it looks different. But people only think homeless is like, oh, you're on the street. It's not the reality.
Most people, when they hear homeless, they just think that you're street homeless. But underneath the McKinney-Vento law, it states that if you're doubled up, if you're unaccompanied youth, and so about 80% of Philadelphia is in a homeless situation, and they're not just street homeless.
Welcome back, everyone. My name is Montreal Duckett, and we are here for Season 2 of Real Talk Podcast. And this is an opportunity that we give students to just elevate their voices and give them a platform to discuss a plethora of topics. So today we'll be talking about students who are transitioning, formerly known as students who have been homeless or students who were homeless in the past. And we have your co-host.
Hey, Tyler here, your favorite off-camera personality.
My name's Jarrell, and I'm in 12th grade.
My name is Samira Ringgold, and I'm in 12th grade too.
Good afternoon. My name is Elisa Fanning, and I am the coordinator of the team program.
So thank you for being here with us. Opening us up for the first question. Again, we transitioned the word from homelessness to transitioning, right? But I wanted to pose to y'all, when you hear of homeless or homelessness, just that language or that term, what do you hear?
When I hear the word homeless, I think about like people without and people who can't provide for themselves and had a bad situation where they went through and lost a lot that they can't get back, trying to survive on their own. When I hear homeless, that's what I hear.
To me, it sounds kind of bad, even though it has different meanings. I know, but I'm homeless. But like, I think of like the people that be outside on the street laying on the little things. It don't sound good to me, so I don't like it. So no.
So when we talk about homeless, it's usually, from what y'all are saying, is that somebody like on the street,
Yeah.
they have no place.
Yeah,
That's why your voices are so important, because people only think that is one way. So there are kids that can utilize some type of extra support that won't, because they're like, nah, I have a home.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? That's why this is important, because it looks different. But people only think homeless is like, oh, you're on the street. It's not the reality.
Most people, when they hear homeless, they just think that you're street homeless, right? But underneath the McKinney-Vento law, it states that if you're doubled up, if you're unaccompanied youth, if you're living with your grandmother, your grandfather, that's not your legal guardian. And so about 80% of Philadelphia is in a homeless situation, and they're not just street homeless. Mm-hmm.
But would they then classify, like, would that student or child say, hey, I'm homeless because I'm living with somebody that's not my parent?
No, they don't know that they're in a homeless situation, because if you don't have the things that's acquired for a home to have, then you're considered homeless. If one day you go without having electricity in your house, then you're considered homeless, because under the McKinney-Vento law, that's what states that you're homeless. And so most families, when they come, they don't know that they're homeless because they have a place to sleep at night. They have a roof over their head, so,
But that goes to my next question. If at all, how has being homeless or how has transitioning, not being with your primary caregiver, impacted you?
Transitioning impacted me, like, I feel like it just made me stronger. It made me like realize and mature faster than what I was before. Like when I was living with my dad, I feel like I relied on a lot for him to do a lot, and when I left, I feel like it made me like grow up faster and know how to save and know how to prepare myself for life faster.
I think it's made me a lot more determined, and it makes me appreciate my mom a lot because she don't have to do half the things she's doing for us, which I really appreciate, and she's trying her best. And also, like, it made me realize, like, I gotta get out of here. I'm going to college. I gotta do something with myself. I'm not doing this. I don't like this.
How do summers look? how do winters look when school is out of session? How does that look for students who don't either have a place to go or have to go to the shelter or even have to go with someone where they don't want to be? So like maybe I don't want to be at grandpop's house or auntie's house, but I have to because mom or dad isn't at the house or we don't have a place with mom and dad. So how are those times?
Summer, like this summer so far, like I ain't gonna lie, it definitely was harder than any other summer because I worked the whole summer, made sure I also was because I'm staying with like my grandma, so she and I pay rent to stay there. So if I'm not working, means I can't stay there. So I need to make sure my summer whole time I'm working. So it was a lot more stressful than any other summer. It wasn't like going out to the beach or going having fun all the time. You got to make sure you working the whole time.
Right now, it is a little bit difficult because I just want to be in my own room, my own home, like doing what I want to do, jumping on my bed if I want to, not worrying about breaking it because she's going to have to pay for it. I just want to be in my own place. So it's a little hard and it's a bit annoying, but I'll get through it.
But even like just when there are breaks, so like at the summer, so when you are home for the summer, when you are home for the winter time, and this doesn't have to be like your current situation, but even in in the past, if you were, it could have been 3 years ago, it could have been 5 years ago, it could have been last week, like if there was a time where it was super difficult for you because you had to transition, whether that was in the winter time only, whether it was during spring break, whether it was summer school, whatever the case may be.
It's definitely not all bad. Like it's being on your own, like and having to take care of yourself in a sense. It's not all bad. You get it's definitely some pros to it. You don't have to like ask to go places, but at the same time, we only 17, 18, and we have to take care of ourselves and make sure make sure we got everything we need. So it's like that low key parents used to do for us. So it's low key hard.
So you're your own parent right now, essentially. Like you have to take care of yourself because you mentioned like if I don't work, I don't have a place to stay, and these are things as adults that we think about. You know what I mean? Like if I have sons, if I don't work, they don't have a roof over their head, and it's like here you are, 17, 18 years old, saying the same thing, and you're technically staying with somebody.
I don't know what's gonna happen if I don't work because I never not worked and not paid my rent when it was due. So like my grandma, she's not my actual grandma, but she's my brother grandma. So she didn't have to let me stay there. But my brother told her that I was a good person and she went off of his word and let me stay there and pay rent. But I ain't gonna lie, if I don't pay rent, I don't know what's gonna happen. So like that's like something that I never want to experience. So that's why I just make sure I keep my job.
You can see the different dynamics of their situations because he's an unaccompanied youth that's experiencing homelessness. She's an accompanied youth that's experiencing homelessness because she's in the care of her parent or guardian. And then when she came to enroll into school, she had no idea that she was homeless or even experiencing homelessness because she thought she just needed assistance with getting enrolled into school, right? And the same thing with Jarrell. He didn't know that he was experiencing homelessness either because he came and he had someone there accompanying him. They're giving him a place to sleep. They're giving him a place to stay. They're caring for him in those ways. So you can just see the different dynamics of what they've been experiencing and the reasons that they came to even be a part of the program.
But I think that's even just good points because, again, as we talked about this in the beginning, when we hear homelessness, even when I was younger, when you heard homelessness or, again, transition is a newer word that we use, but when we heard it, it was like, oh, that person right there over that near that bridge or begging for money or handed out on 30th Street or whatever the case may be. And it's like, it's so many gray areas to this, right? And we try to educate ourselves and be more knowledgeable about how we can have resources available to us that we can use. We're a district in Philadelphia, school district of Philadelphia, and we serve over 100,000 students. And my question to y'all, and I know we have a population, a big population of students who are transitioning. Do y'all think there are, or know that there are resources available to y'all? How do you utilize those resources?
I definitely feel like is resources available to us, but you just gotta look for them. Because with Miss Delisa, she helped me out. She helped me get into motivation, and I wasn't in school for like 4 weeks because I was living in Southwest, so I couldn't travel that distance. And Miss Delisa, she helped me get to motivation, and she used her resources to help me get school supplies for when I start school and all that. So it's definitely resources, but you just gotta know who to talk to get them.
Some of it is letting people know, like they don't have to know your full situation, but maybe reaching out to a teacher, somebody that you feel comfortable with, so that they can kind of help reach out to the team that needs to be involved to help support you and your needs.
Yeah, I guess you just gotta kind of like look around and ask for help. I mean, it's just not gonna come to you. Nobody knows what you're going through unless you say it. So ask, and I guess you shall receive. And if not, like, I mean, there's other things you can do. Maybe talk to your parent, talk to somebody. It's something you can do.
Just thinking of students who don't have a parent available to them.
Teacher, principal. I mean, a random person on the street might be able to help you. You never know. You just gotta ask and see.
I definitely agree with that, but me, I feel like I also like it's like a pro for me because I have siblings, older siblings that always check up on me every day, make sure I'm good, and if I need something, they say they're gonna help me buy it. And then also I'm working, so I could also provide for myself. So like that's a plus.
So, in regards to that specific question, what are some resources that your school district of Philadelphia provide for students who are transitioning?
All right, so here at the district, we have the TEAM program, which stands for Teen Evolution Experience Network. And so we're able to provide the students with uniforms. We're able to provide the students with school supplies. I'm able to meet with the students on a daily basis to see how I can support them for their own individual needs. You know, a ninth grader is going to need different support than a senior. And so really it's just getting to know that student and allowing them to come to you and tell you what it is that they need. Other things that we do is we're able to get the students enrolled into school. You know, here in Philadelphia, you have to have a lease in order to get into school, right? But with this situation, they don't have these leases. And so we're able to go ahead and get them enrolled into school immediately under that McKinney-Vento law. Also, other things that we're able to provide for the students, if we have seniors that are trying to go to college, we're able to deem them as independent. That way they don't have to have that parent or guardian so that they can get that information for their tax information for FAFSA.
What are some words of encouragement you can give to students who are transitioning, who have transitioned? Some words of encouragement.
Some words of encouragement I would give some students that would transition is just keep your head up, keep pushing, make sure you stay in school, do not quit. Do not quit. Finish school out and just keep working and stay motivated. Ask for help if you need it because everybody there for you.
Say stay determined. Be grateful for the people who are helping you if you are getting help. Keep doing what you're doing and be positive. Be really positive because I know it's hard, but obviously you'll get over it, hopefully. So just be positive and grateful, determined.
And here you have it, and that's
Real talk.
You gave me love tonight, but I don't know what's right. You gave me love tonight, but I don't know what's right.